Coming up next on this dais is the current Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services in the Government of Tamil Nadu. He's someone who has significantly contributed to the growth of state's technology infrastructure. As the founding secretary of DMK's IT wing, he's helped build party's technology platforms and organized a cadre of over 150,000 office bearers across Tamil Nadu. Ladies and gentlemen, with a generous round of applause, let's welcome Dr. P Thiaga Rajan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this discussion. I'm a bit, what can I say, surprised that I have to speak with the panelists here. I hope I won't waste their time, but finish it quickly. But I'm very pleased to be here with at least some of the people I've already interacted with before. I used to be a member of the GST Council, so I know Mr. Sinha quite well. Mr. Ashish Chandra has called on me in my official capacity. I'm also pleased to share the discussion here with Mr. Vijay Pandya and Mr. Ramesh Bafna, and of course, our moderator, Mr. Vijay Kumar. I must start by saying that my association with TIOL is several years old now, and Thiru Shailendra Kumar always invites me every year to these awards. I wonder if he's taking the risk of asking me to speak, given my history, particularly at places like the GST Council, where I've upset quite a few preconceived notions, if I will. But in any event, we are in a different era today. And though ease of doing business is kind of the adage, in theory it facilitates growth, it facilitates employment, it increases the speed of development. It has many benefits, and it's a bit hard to define. It's a bit like the Supreme Court said about something else. It's hard to define, but I know it when I see it. So it's very easy to know when it's not easy to do business, because you have lots of barriers, friction costs, rent-seeking, unnecessary regulation. And historically, India has been not well known for its ease of doing business. But in some sense, I think the digital era provides us an opportunity to not just fix some of our problems, but actually to leapfrog. And if you think about the two areas where it's much, much easier and faster and cheaper to do business in India than almost any country, at least historically. One is in civil aviation and one is in telecommunications. In both of these, we went in less than 20 or 30 years from kind of, a Cold War, Soviet bloc levels of lack of access to first world levels of access, and in fact, at a cost-benefit basis, better than most countries in the world within 30 or 40 years. With all the investments over the last 15 years or so, with the identification schemes, with the India stack, with the payment interfaces, with so many digital innovations, we are now at a really good place. And I cite some of the statistics from the Government of India's State of India's Digital Economy report. It says India is the third economy globally in economy-wide digitalization. It is 12th among the G20 in individual user digitalization. It's predicted that the digital economy will grow twice as fast as the normal economy because of the conversion from non-digital to digital, and that right now it contributes about 12% of the GDP, which, given that is going to grow faster, will rise rapidly. And the fact that there are many global capability centers and global players coming and investing here, that growth rate is likely to be driven not just by our variables, but also by global variables. Of course, the notion of ease of doing business changes quite dramatically when you're talking about the digital economy. It means first You have to have connectivity, you have to have access, you have to have security, you have to have, in some sense, a digital-ready ecosystem, as well as the ability of people to adapt to new ways of doing business because it's digital. And at the start of it is connectivity. And especially for people like me who focus a lot on inclusion and ensuring that equitable access keeps democracy functional, then connectivity is by far the most important thing. Now, at some level, we have, as I said, very, very good mobile telecommunications, and with 5G, relatively high-speed access. I think countrywide, we may be almost at 75% penetration of digital access on phones. I know in Tamil Nadu, we're far ahead of that. Of course, there's a big divide. Almost every urban area is 100% connected, and some rural areas are quite far behind. Tamil Nadu is better off than most because we're very urbanized. But still, we have about 12,600 plus villages where there is not a natural economic model to provide high-speed fiber-level access. It's possible that 6G and faster, telecommunications that are wireless will overcome this gap. But for now, as part of the BharatNet program in Tamil Nadu, we are focused very keenly on getting our what we call Tamil Nadu FiberNet project done so that everybody in every village in Tamil Nadu can participate in the digital economy. We expect to start rollout to the first 100 blocks, about a few hundred villages in the next month or two. And by the end of the year, we hope to be fully complete. And that's probably 2 years behind the project schedule because of COVID and other constraints. But what we're seeing now is that the shift is not just about basic things. Of course, basic things are things like e-commerce. But now with IoT, with Industry 4.0, 5.0, fintech, blockchain, and like shared data backbones, cloud computing, and most recently AI, we're going to see the nature of the digital economy shift quite a bit as well. And in the old days, we thought about regulatory roadblocks of efficiency, about physical infrastructure, about ease of investment. These were kind of the benchmarks for ease of doing business. Now we think about things like, as I say, equitable access and digital infrastructure, what speed, what number of users, e-governance. I'm going to speak a lot about that because I think India has a real opportunity to improve the way we operate as government and as citizen-government connect through better e-governance. Things like data protection, data security, prevention of all kinds of hacking, cybersecurity, and as we move forward, that we should have our fair share of innovation, which is now quite a global business. I'm sure most of you have been following the developments both of DeepSeek and of the French AI engine Claude, and how basically this is now a race around the world, not just a US-based technology, what can I say, leadership as it used to be. In many ways, these drivers, the digital infrastructure, e-governance, digital payments, cybersecurity, and innovation will determine, I think, a profound shift in the relative scale and relative impact of different economies. If we expect to grow faster than the global average, if we expect, as in my state, our Chief Minister's ambition of becoming a $1 trillion economy by ourselves, it has to come through disruption. It has to come through something structurally different and not through more of the same. For me, the primary advantage as a minister, as a politician of e-governance and of a digital approach is huge increases in the efficiency of running the government, massive reductions in friction costs of citizens interacting with government, of rent seeking and other bad behaviors, and effectively the only antidote to the rising vacancies in government positions. I heard my friend Rajiv Ranjan speak earlier. He'll know, when I used to be an opposition MLA, the average vacancy rate in terms of sanctioned posts to fill posts in governments around the country used to be 30 to 35%. Today it's crossed 40% in most states and the union government. We are going to only go in this direction for multiple reasons. The cost of these employees is so high, and the process for selecting them is so riddled with structural problems, including litigation risk, that there's simply no way we can replace as fast as people retire. So we're going to have to do a lot more with a lot less people. The population increases, the complexity increases, the number of things we need to do in government increase, but we're going to have to do it with fewer and fewer people. Technology has to be the key. The great luxury of doing these things digitally is that you now have infinite memory, you have searchability, sortability, and you have a backbone from which, or a data source from which you can do things like leveraging artificial intelligence or more sophisticated analytics, even without going all the way to machine learning. So as I say, if governments can do it, then of course the real economy can do a lot more of it. Corporates, we see many leaders in the field, and we can see the possibilities are infinite. In Tamil Nadu, we have taken several measures. Just to give you a sample, I don't want to, I'm running out of time. We have e-service centers, about 30,000 of them, so citizens don't need to come to government offices. We have a blockchain wallet where people can carry their certificates with them. We have better dashboards and better integration with GIS and geotagging of things. We have all our agricultural models run on AI using geomapping or fencing. And then we have greatly improved our government's actual e-office systems and database analytics. I could speak a lot about some of these because I would say I probably did more utilization of technology and the digital approach to the economy when I was finance minister than when I am IT minister, because sadly, the political will to drive change is much more available when you're finance minister than when you're IT minister. But in any event, I look forward eagerly to listening to the insights of the panel. I think we're in a new era. I think it has great promise, and I'm sure we'll gain a lot of insights from the experts here. Thank you very much.